Last time on Let's Play Trauma Team, Carolyn Bowen's testimony has turned this into one bizarre case. But we do have a couple of things we know. Like, where's that card with the...
These two pieces of information can fill in Abigail's timeline that night until her death. When was she last seen before she died?
I'm gonna just double check that evidence.
These two pieces of information can fill in Abigail's time. When was she last...
3 days, I believe.
That's right. She was seen at a restaurant that she was a frequent customer at. The one with her at the time was... Correct. She was witnessed there with her boss. Afterwards, she left the restaurant alone. The reason she left
She got a call.
Yes. A phone call caused her to leave the restaurant immediately. But where did this call come from?
It came from a payphone.
Indeed, the payphone near the murder scene. It's most likely that the killer called her from the public phone, then waited for the victim to arrive and ambushed her. That would be what happened on Abigail's last night in the
And this is why we have caller ID. Okay, so there's more evidence we can combine.
From the sketch, the murderer was wearing a mask. Now I know what that white shard from the fireplace was. It must have been from the mask that the murderer was wearing while committing the crimes.
Solid evidence!
But why would the murderer throw the mask into the fireplace?
To try to destroy the evidence?
Whatever the reason, it helps to sort everything out. Okay, I need to sort out the information I have on hand. My main concern right now is the costume worn by whoever killed the two women. How did it end up in the fireplace in the Parker residence, where Alma was murdered? The most logical reason that can be considered at the moment is... Yes, putting it in the fireplace could be an attempt to destroy it. And if that is the case, something strikes me as odd about how Joseph, Alma's husband, was acting. That is... Yes, he confessed to Alma's murder from the very beginning. If he was willing to confess, what reason would he have to hide any evidence? Let's assume for a moment that someone else is the real killer. Can we follow this hypothetical person's steps? This person would have killed both Alma and Abigail.
But left
The
Mr.
first person
Parker
to be
alive.
killed would have been...
Alma probably. No?
Concentrate.
Why Abigail?
Right, Alma's corpse was found first, but Abigail had been killed before them. In other words, the killer wore a costume to kill Abigail, then killed Alma the next day, after which the costume was discarded into the fireplace.
But why?
However, we haven't found the murder weapon yet. There were no traces of it in the fireplace. The killer would also have some connection to the two victims as well. We can assume that Abigail personally knew her murderer. The reason for this is... Right. She received a phone call from a payphone to call her out. The killer knew Abigail's phone number, and Abigail rushed out right after receiving the call. It's unreasonable to think that she would do that for someone she didn't know. Similarly, there's a good chance that Joseph knows the killer as well. This is because... Yes, if that wasn't so, Joseph would have no reason to defend whoever killed his wife. So, is the killer someone that the entire Parker family would be acquainted with?
What do you need?
Dr. Kimishima, sorry to keep you waiting. We've taken a look at the clock we recovered from the Parker house and...
What?
Oh, hello? Naomi, can you hear me?
Alyssa, what do you want? Leave us alone.
What are you doing there?
Wow, I can hear you. This guy let me in.
Little guy?
This girl said that she really had to talk to you.
Alright. Alyssa, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
I need to do some work with the man you're with. Be a good girl and be quiet for a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. So, about that clock.
Yes, I heard that much. Get to it.
As you mentioned, the decoration on the clock matches the wound on the corpse's head. It probably fell off the desk and struck the victim's head. This may have happened while she was struggling with her assailant.
I see. Is it possible for that wound to have been the cause
I
of
doubt
death?
it.
No, that's impossible. The impact wouldn't have been enough to kill someone. We've inspected the exterior of the clock, but it doesn't seem that damaged either.
I see. Then... Little guy? What's that sound?
Sorry. Looks like this clock is the kind that plays a little tune.
Hey, Naomi?
Alyssa, you said that you'd keep quiet.
I'm sorry, but that clock is broken.
Broken? Where?
I mean, I know how this song goes, but this one part sounds all weird.
Huh? Little guy, has anybody looked inside the clock?
1 second. What the? Dr. Kimishima, there's something inside.
We may have found just what we're looking for. Thank you, Alyssa.
Wow, Alyssa was actually helpful. That looks like the murder weapon. Hiding the murder weapon inside the clock.
I want to know more about this weapon, little guy.
Oh yeah, no problem. It has an X-shaped cross-section, and it's 25 centimeters long. It's thinner at the tip, and it's shaped more like a stake than a knife. This isn't a commercially available weapon. This is just a piece of steel with sharpened edges.
Huh. So the killer made it?
It seems that way. It's a poor cutting implement, but it could certainly be used for stabbing.
I see. This could be the weapon then.
Awesome. We're getting somewhere, finally. Wait.
The shape on the end of the weapon's hilt appears to match the bruise on Alma's hand. This bruise could be from Alma pushing her hand against the hilt of the weapon. If that's the case, then the person who used this weapon would have to be... If the weapon is used by thrusting forward while applying pressure with the palm, then the only way Alma could get this bruise is if she was the one wielding the weapon. But what does this mean?
That doesn't necessarily mean she was the murderer, but killing her own daughter then committing suicide, that's weird enough.
Yes, if we put these together, it should be easier to identify the weapon. The victims, Alma and Abigail. They both died from being stabbed in the chest by a weapon with the same shape. Their wounds match the shape of the weapon found inside the clock. The two of them were killed with the same weapon, this handmade stake. Abigail was killed by the stab
Now we're
wound
getting
in her
somewhere.
chest. The shape of her stab wound perfectly matches the shape of the weapon found in the clock. The bruise on Alma's palm indicates that she had been using the weapon. If Abigail was murdered by Alma, it would make sense for Abigail to respond to a phone call from her mother. There's also Abigail's final words to consider. Huh. Why would she say that?
That was a guess.
That's right. The killer was wearing a mask and covered in fur at the time. Even as Abigail lay dying, she had no idea that her killer was her own mother. That's why she called out, to warn her mother away. From the phone call, she would have assumed that her mother, Alma, was somewhere nearby. But if Alma is the murderer, how did she end up killed by the weapon that she had been using?
Dr. Kimishima, the results of our analysis have come in.
Good. Which analysis was this?
The wine glass. Something else was detected in the residue.
Well, what is
Blood,
it?
probably.
We've detected traces of benzodiazepine in the wine.
Wait, what?
Benzodiazepine. Isn't that used in sleeping pills and anti-anxiety medication?
That's right. It seems to have been mixed in with the wine.
Little guy, was there any benzodiazepine found in Alma's body?
No, why? The results of the drug test came up with a negative on that.
That's all right. I just wanted to make sure that she wasn't the one taking it.
Okay.
Awesome. I think we're about to wrap this case up.
If we believe that Alma is the one that killed Abigail, then Alma put the sleeping medication into the wine. The one who drank it was...
Abigail, right? No?
I can't mess around anymore. It's time to get serious.
Who could it be? Why Joseph?
Yes. Her husband...
Oh,
Joseph.
right. She needs to be asleep. She needed to put him to sleep so that she could kill her. That.
What do you mean? Are you saying?
That's right. Alma tried to kill Joseph as well.
What?
But, Dr. Kimishima, isn't that just...
The weapon left a bruise on her palm. That is proof that she used the weapon.
But she was killed by that same weapon.
That's true. Let's stay calm and think this through. We have evidence that there was a struggle between Joseph and Alma, don't we? That is, I can't make any more rash decisions. I need to think cautiously. Indeed, The bloodstains are quite likely from when Joseph was injured and grabbed Alma's wrist during the struggle.
Then, did Joseph kill Alma during that fight?
I'm just saying that this is one conjecture we could make.
But there's no motive. The family reportedly got along well.
Little guy, where is Mr. Parker right now?
Huh? He's still being detained.
Good. Tell him something. Tell him we found the weapon Mrs. Parker was using inside the clock.
All right, I'll do that. Where are you going, Dr. Kimishima?
I'm going back to the murder scene. I want to find Alma's motive.
Great. And I'm running out of chances, too.
Oh, Dr. Kimishima, can I bother you for a moment?
What's the matter?
HQ contacted me just a moment ago. It seems Joseph Parker has a message for you.
The victim's husband? But why?
I don't know. I'll send the recording over to you right now.
This message is for whoever is investigating my case. I don't know who you are, but I'm impressed by your skills. Go to my house and check above the fireplace. My wife's diary should be behind the stones. You must already know that I can't stand. So that's the only thing I couldn't get rid of. If you read it, you might find out what my wife was truly feeling. Please, make use of that information.
That's it. Did you get all that, Dr. Kimishima?
I heard every word. I'll have to check above the fireplace.
Now, Joseph Parker left us an interesting piece of evidence, his spouse's diary, but I'm going to leave you guys hanging again just because I'm an asshole like that.